what's going on? My head hurts. Kind of feel like shit. So we're gonna do this and get what we can done. So we're at least just gonna review the game from yesterday. I do also have the scrim codes from earlier this week. So I mean we'll kind of see how things go and who I VOD review where. I think for you personally, Fungi, I want to do both both Route 66 to coach you up a little bit more on the brig, and then also do Blizzard World. Let me just find the code. Alright, it's right there. Importing F2 EG23. And we're gonna look at the first Route 66 game first, just because I think that I want to see if there's any improvement, just in general, when looking at the two. And then if we have time, I will again also try and do one of your Lucio plays from Blizzard World. So we're gonna jump right in. Again, if you have questions, feel free to ask during stream or after. As long as you watch this, I don't really give a shit when you watch it. As long as you watch it at some point.
Let's mobilize.
Sorry. So let's kind of talk about the comp in general. And a little bit of your role in it. When it comes to Brig's role within this comp, I think the biggest one obviously is to sit on your Zen. Doing so is the biggest deterrent against dives, just because, I mean, when this comp was originally played, it was played when Brig had her stun bash, not the damage bash that she currently has. So it was a lot easier to peel for your Zen. Tracer comes in, both of you, look at the Tracer, you bash, he throws a Discord on, maybe he hits one orb, and then you whip shot, and boom, Tracer's dead. Winston jumps on you, you whip shot him back, he doesn't get any value onto you with any cleave between you and the Zen, that kind of thing. And then obviously packs are the big one. So that's how it used to be with old Brig, with the stun bash. With the damage bash, it is a little bit different and obviously less potent to be able to pocket your Zen. However, it's with the buffs that she recently got, it's still going to be good enough to be able to sit on the Zen and everything like that. So now, I mean, we've already talked about this a little bit when it comes to pack priority, but I think if I were to rank them kind of thing in order, it would be Zen is number one. There's two different varieties of the comp. One would be with the soldier, and then with the soldier and a dive DPS. So with both dive DPS, again, it goes Zen, dive DPS, and then the ball. More specifically for the dive DPS, Tracer over Sombra specifically, because Sombra has that instant get out compared to Tracer, which has better mobility and survivability. However, throwing her packs during key duels that she has to take is more important, because let's say she gets chunked to 70 HP, throwing her a pack in the middle of that fight, boosts her back up, she's still able to stay in that fight, does more damage, is in the fight longer, right? And then for the ball, most of the time, ball is going to be more survivable, usually gets his healing from health packs and Zen. Obviously, there are going to be some desperate case scenarios where you're going to need to pack the ball, but that's usually the order that it goes in. Now, when it comes to the Soldier, Kree, Ash, whoever hit scan you're playing with, then it goes your Zen, then it goes the hit scan, then Sombra, then or Tracer, and then your ball. So that's kind of how we covered it. Another big thing about this comp between the Brig Zen is it's a I've called it what it is. It's a glass cannon. It's very easy to run over, especially against a dive. Um, However, constantly playing far back it means you survive. However, it doesn't mean you're getting much value because Clover's not going to be able to hit all of his orbs from that far away. Maybe he hits 5 out of the 25 that he has, or even less. And you personally don't get any value from being up there. You're just going to get the passive ult charge plus whatever you're able to get through throwing packs out. Uh, so how to manage this is you kind of have to play it more like a glass cannon. Is the biggest thing is your positioning and how you're staging, right? I called it out before that most of the time our backline should not be the one sitting on car because we need to be able to have that positioning in the beginning of those fights because we don't have a Lucio to speed us there, right? Um, so when you're positioning, you want to be able to be in range, your Zen's optimal range, which I would say is anywhere from sweet spot's probably medium range, up as far away as long range. However, the long range again, you don't get the value, but the medium range you still possibly could get the value. So hopefully that makes sense in terms of where you should be positioning. I will again call out different positionings and stuff throughout, but um, basically why I call the positioning here in this scrim compared to something like Earl's is that Earl's you have many different flank angles. Let's say you're sitting right in the middle of Earl's, or like let's say you're looking this way. You have this left side by Mini, you have straight up, you have where the soldier is, this top, you have this bottom, and that's just the initial chokes that they push out of, right? And then you have all this other stuff behind us that somebody can come under the gas station, pop around back, go the stairs, maybe they jump over here and poke at you like a hit scan. They rotate along the cliffside and come up behind you. Basically, being over here, you're very easy to surround and very easy to dive. Think of like a Winston jump is able to just make that leap and make that transition seamlessly compared to if you're being over here, you have almost everything in front of you. Sure, you have them being able to flank over this way, but you have more natural cover over here, like this rock, that rock, and then this kiting alley that you can go behind, as well as if they decide to push out through this way, it's going to be a little bit harder to dive on you because of this natural cover. It's just awkward coming out of here because like if you're Monkey, you're walking. Oh, Zen's looking at you. Zen's pelting him, Discord on him. As soon as he comes out here, let's say our soldier's looking at him. He's getting melted. He keeps pushing, and then he leaps on. Right as you guys are backing up, he leaps in, and we hit him with the packs, Discord, whip shot, bash, etc. Everything. He just has a lot of open area right here. So it's kind of hard to get out of that choke. But if he were to walk up like through this way and jump in, same thing. He has all of this open space that he's trying to come at you. Like the best position for the Winston to come out would be coming underneath and then jumping up onto you, just because he does have that natural cover minus whatever anyone back here is looking at him. So this is kind of the one of the areas that I like for the Brig Zen, and because of this lane and how long it is, it takes them a second to travel time in order for you guys to start kiting as you see the dive come through. So as they dive, you jump down this way, and you have this entire area right here where you can kite back to if needed. So with that being said, we are going to get into the smaller things of the comp, and hopefully I'll point out some stuff throughout. Good whip shot, fine with the pack. You can still peek up here. You can still poke up here. You could push even further up. Poke through that doorway. Good whip shot. I'm fine with the shield. Something I will point out once we go over the other Route 66 map in the game is that you were using your shield constantly. I understand the need to obviously be the shield and, you know, take all the damage. However, if your shield gets destroyed, one of your CDs is completely out for a couple seconds before your shield regens. Yep, you're good, you're good. Nobody needs... The only people that need packs right now would be Ball. Good. Proccing that Inspire every time, that's good. You constantly want to keep proccing this Inspired, good, you're still doing good. Unlucky, glad you didn't die. You kite a little bit, you're good. You're good, still good. Okay, that pack wasn't needed, he wasn't low. And you obviously just didn't need to pack him, and you have Inspire still up. So that's going to heal him over time. So you're shielding here, you're good. Good block. Good, you start rotating. I like this rotation, they take the space. It's not a dive comp, but they can naturally take space with that Sig shield, so you pushing to a different angle is going to force them to eventually have to move on to you. So this is good right here. Still doing good. Fine with that pack. Didn't need the second one. He's not gonna get bursted. Didn't need that third pack either. Make sure you're keeping an eye out on your Sombra.
Greetings.
Pack. Didn't need to pack him. Good, we're out of the rest of this. We just need to get out. Good pack. Good, good. Keeping an eye on him. Still doing fine. So, how to re-engage this? Again, you guys aren't going to be the ones touching card. That's going to be the Sombra, that's going to be the Ball. As it's approaching this end, you want to put yourself in a better position so that Zen is going to be able to do damage. Going this top left is fine, which I think is the way we rotate. That's probably the safest option, but something a little bit more risky would be like coming through here and rotating top, just because they are going to be keeping an eye on that choke. So I think this is a smart move, going top left, you're going with your soldier, pushing forward, good pack. Okay, so let's talk about Rally. When using Rally to go into these fights, you should be using them as an initiation, not necessarily a reaction to something, because the potency of Rally is that it stacks and keeps layering on top, right? If you're doing it for an alt, it has to be an alt that's just chip damaged low over time, not necessarily like a visor from them, right? It's more like trying to think of someone. There's not many DPS that have like a chip that you would want to use it for like that. How you used it is fine so far. We definitely don't want to use any more alts here. Maybe a Sombra alt would be okay. However, we have Trank for that. But like, let's say if you're playing like a Brigana, if you want to pop Rally when they EMP, that would be fine, type of thing. But even then, that's a little dangerous. You mainly want to use it as an initiation tool. I'm fine with you being aggressive here. You just need to be careful that they don't start focusing you down. Again, the potency of Rally is that it stacks on people. So like, we're gonna go ahead and rewind just a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Shit, too far. Speed up. Okay, so perfect time to start using it right now, if you had it. I know you don't, but so now as soon as you get it online, you should use it here. Make sure you shield that rock. I would use whip shot instead of the bash. Try and keep him in the corner. But I mean, so far so good. This is just nitpicking at this point. So again, we want to position up here. The only difficulty with this position is that with the cart being so far back, it's not gonna. This is most likely a way that they're gonna rotate. So if you wanted to, okay, let me change that thought process and explain it a little bit better. So the reason you don't play back here initially or on top of Earls is because of those different flank angles. However, if you're playing back here at the very edge of this bridge, this is fine. Your back's up against the wall, all angles you can really see besides this one, and if they go this way, they're out of the fight for a longer period of time, advantageous for us to go in, that kind of thing. But the reason we don't play back here is because they're not looking to play anywhere in our LOS. You know, they're going to be playing in the front of Big Earls, where the cart is, moving that cart around, right? Now, with the cart being played back here, this is where they're going to want to look to play. However, I know we're probably going to set up for something early, but if we are, what we should probably call instead is, yes, we can play on top of Earls for a little bit, go for that engage with, like let's say if we had EMP or Mines, which we had Mines for this next fight, you know, we say like they're gonna go cliffside over here. We go for the Mines play over here. What you do is you set up on top of Earls, go for that play. Once that play's over, they survive through it, whatever, and they start pushing. That's when you kite back this way. This is an important part of this backline, is understanding where you need to kite to when getting pressured out, and this is kind of where you want to go to in a position like this. This one over here, it's just that's common ground that they're going to want to force, right? Most of their team can rotate all the way through here, and if they do, they're going to run you down, compared to being on Big Earls, where that's not going to happen. They're only going to be able to poke you, and then that's it, right? Where you'll be able to back up to here. Hopefully, again, makes sense.
60 seconds remaining. I greet you.
Again, your shield should not be down here. Didn't need to be. Didn't need to pack either of those. Sorry, we're gonna go back to the start of this. Sorry. All right, we have all three packs up. We have all CDs are up right now. Okay, you don't need to take this much chip damage because we're gonna play a little slow-mo here. You're blocking a little bit for Clover. Okay, it's not that bad, but the fact that it gets broke is a little less good, obviously. So didn't need to pack him here. He did just use his healing field. He's fine here. He's not taking any immediate damage. I understand the need to overheal in case he's gonna get melted. But with the healing field, BAP only being there, again, this is very minuscule, tiny thought process in this moment. I understand that, so I'm not going to harp on it too much, but this, not a good pack. He's healthy enough that he doesn't need to. Pack is more of an emergency use, and for the most part that's going to be more of Clover's job, or in this case Studios with the healing field, to heal up any more of the chip damage. Yours is more kind of emergency. Look, Clover, full health. We pack him, definitely don't need it there. That's another wasted pack that we could be using on Tusk, that we can be using on Snake. So we're good. Hopefully we don't pack. I'm fine with the shield. That's a good pack, that's fine. So being here, this is just going to pinch us entirely. All this Sojourn has to do is play where the BAP is, free sightline on you, your shield's destroyed, you don't have anywhere to hide, they force you off high ground this way. Being back here, you're still going to have view of all this. For Zen, yeah, it's going to be a little harder, but I mean, he can still melt down the hog while he's back here, and you're still protecting him. since they don't have the dive comp, you don't have to sit directly on Clover. Sorry, that's something else I should have kind of covered. If they don't have a dive comp, you don't have to sit directly on him, but you want to kind of be in between him and whatever danger's in front, right? So if Clover's sitting all the way back here, you could possibly play with Studio right here. You could play right here, potentially getting swing damage onto the hog, being in whip shot range, that kind of thing. So you don't necessarily have to play with Clover if they're not running any sort of dive, which currently they aren't. But if they are running a dive, yeah, you kind of have to babysit his ass. Didn't need to push off there, really. It's okay that you did because they don't have a dive comp to go on yours end, but you probably could have played right above you and still triggered Inspire that way. I like that pack. Get out, good. Unlucky you had a pack there that you could have used on him. Pack, good. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Fuck.
You know I'm not.
Whip shot, good. I like that you're at least prioritizing him. You want to look behind you, because if that ball's not, if you don't see the ball run away, he's most likely going to come behind you again. That's where ball thrives, is with going behind his, where he's wanting to set up the dive, because he's not taking any damage on the approach. Those two packs are okay, but now that they're looking at you, you want to start rotating somewhere else. Again, this shouldn't be your job to do this. It should be more of Studio's. It's just Studio doesn't necessarily know how to path quickly and correctly onto where we're diving. So like what could have happened is our ball still goes for that slam engage while, let's say, we're playing up here. And if we're playing up here, we can start pushing forward to where the dive's going to happen. Once the dive is called to go in, our ball slams in, our Sombra appears, Tracer just says forget cart, triple, double blinks up here, and she's already in the fight doing damage as we come out, as the ball goes in, as the Sombra uncloaks, that kind of thing. So again, we shouldn't be pushing car, and if you are pushing car, call somebody else to do it. You need to have somebody who isn't necessarily needed for the setup. So currently the Sombra and ball are needed for a setup. Studio, not so much. Snake is just needs to be involved with the setup because he's the one that's going to be calling these dive targets and who to go after. Good. A little too far forward. I'm surprised they don't burn your shield. So again, that top left or going on top of Earls would be better here. The ball is going to be coming back here in a second. Top of Earls. Top of Earls. A little early on that pack. Didn't need it, and you're about to pack him again. Still not needed. Well, maybe a little needed, but... Good, good, good. Look at your Zen. Good. Shield, 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 shield. Every time a ball goes for a slam, try to shield. Just because it's potentially will. See, that was, by the way, the blue box thing. You want to shield just because potentially that's where... you know, you don't get the knockup from the slam. Yep, also, mines and triggers are inspired. Didn't know if you knew that, but... Okay, now that the ready to ball come, you should be sitting on him. Not obviously not currently, because this is nowhere where the fight's happening. Good. Don't need to necessarily throw another pack on him. I don't like the pack onto the Zen there. Unlucky. Pack. Good. Pack again. See, again, if you don't waste that initial pack onto Tusk the second time, then... Okay, we're not going to do the Blizzard World. I'm getting harassed. A little bit far from your Zen. Again, you shouldn't be on car. Neither of you should be. Better positioning is on top of the gas station to your top right. Bash, bash, bash. So, never mind actually. Good, trigger inspire. Didn't need to do that. At least didn't need that pack. That's a pack that's needed. Didn't need the second one. He gets natural healing from his thing if he's not taking any damage. Didn't need to pack that either. He wasn't getting hard dope. This Sombra's just goofy, man. This guy's goofy. Okay, you know TP's going up behind you. And you know he's coming back in. Alright, let's see how you could have kept them alive a little bit better. Again, you aren't supposed to be happening either way. Good, you don't waste pack. You have 3 packs going into this. Ball's about to come through. Slow it down. Didn't need that pack. So as you get dove like that, you need to always try and have a room where you can go into. So probably a better play would just be more Clover's rotations than yours. I think you did almost the best you could, just maybe a little bit less wasteful on your packs. Is going into the room where you're currently about to go to. I'm fine with the one. Okay, I was fine with the 1 pack on the Tusk, but not for Snake there. He didn't really need it as much, I don't think. Good, good, good. Whip shot, good. Good. Unlucky. Didn't need to whip that, because they're just meleeed. You're going in very deep here, this is dangerous. Ooh. You got fucking launch, dude. Good. Unlucky on the ball, good. So you were in pretty deep and that fight went very long. The only issue I have to say about it is you left your Zen unprotected quite a bit. So that's the end of that one. Again, I'm just going to do the Brig Zen stuff for this other route that we played last night.
I'll be watching.
Whoa, that's different. Alright. I think it was just, you just messed up a little bit with packs, that's right though. Good pack. Good boop. Good, you did the correct thing in kiting into that where the mini was. We're on the tracer here, not good. Okay, again, you guys don't want to be pushing car, you want probably your soldier pushing car. I don't know where you're looking at, big guy. I'm fine with that pack. Didn't need that one. Good attempt. Didn't need that pack, but that's alright. Let's end the fight.
Over here. System compromised. Over there.
The payload is on its way. Greetings.
Here, for you. Let me take care of that for you. Hey, you're buckling. I'll cover you. Rally to me. Fortune comes.
Good packs. You're after her. You're after her. Good.
I'll come and be wrong.
My ultimate is almost ready. My ultimate is ready. Proceed without fear.
Catch you later.
Got new aim posse in here. It's not good, but it's fine.
EMP activated.
So when the monkey primal's onto you guys, you just want to disrupt them as much as possible, mainly with whip shot. So you're saving it for him constantly. Good.
I greet you.
Just in case. Peace. Tracing shield. I'm on the payload.
Yep, we just get out now.
Let me help you with that.
You played this very well. Good shield, whip shot. Good, good.
Over here. Watch out for this one.
Tactical visor activated.
Fine with those. Good. Good. We go after the Lucio. Good. Ooh. Yeah, with a nanoed overclock, I don't know if you want to go in that deep, but no worries.
That's not gonna stop me.
Yep, this is where I make the swaps. I'm gonna speed through this part. I got dishes to do, boy.
Over here. Tracing shield.
5, 4,
1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
System compromised.
So during this time, if nobody's looking at you, you can spy check just with, you know, primary.
Let me help you with that.
If they had a Sombra, sorry, I guess I should say. Yep, you guys want to be pushed up a little bit more. Didn't need the pack onto him. That pack's good. Good whip shot. Don't need to pack him. Don't need to pack. Don't need to pack. Good. You're trying to get out of that. You're trying to get out of that. Good.
Care your way. Looking better already. Go bucket it.
Unlucky. Good stick. I think the issue was we just went that bottom, which that kind of shows how lethal it is going that bottom compared to going the top. Taking that time to do so because we have the Sombra and Ball, which can constantly contest it long enough for us to rotate.
I'll try a different approach.
For now, we're good.
Shields up.
So, again, we played up at this point a little bit too long on the stairs. We should probably be playing that gas station that's in front of us, or to the side. Hope you hear the tracer.
Sending care your way. Let me help you with that.
Didn't need that pack.
Helping you recover.
Zen, still sitting with that Zen.
Let me help you with that.
Whip shot, good. Unlucky. Rally, rally, rally. Oop. Nice.
What I've learned.
Good pick. We rally this. We rally this. Good. Probably could have done it a little bit earlier. Okay, just because you're unkillable doesn't mean you're not unkillable.
Helping you recover.
Anytime you pop rally, that doesn't mean just int in. That you can play a little bit more aggressive and forward, but not necessarily
Raising shields.
inting into them kind of thing.
Shields under fire.
Yep, good. I'm glad you start. This is called and rotated.
Looking better already.
Fine with that. You need to get out because you can still get one shot. Where is your Zen? There he is.
Shields buckling. Let me take care of that for you.
Even if it's a bad plan, stick with your Zen when he calls out when to rotate and when to move. Or vice versa, he needs to do the same for you. Didn't need to pack that, he had field. I think playing a little bit further back is better, just because you're going to force them to go in deep, but also you have natural cover here. I just think it was pack mismanagement for that, but that's alright.
I'll remember that for next time.
Good packs on your ball. Again, left him out to dry a little bit. Good whip shot back. Good, just kind of left him out to dry though. Pack mismanagement and keeping up with Zen is kind of the biggest focus right now for what I've been seeing.
The payload has reached
Don't need to pack. Well, yeah, didn't need to pack that, honestly. Helps your Zen get ult. Don't need to pack. Good, we rotate.
Setting up beds.
Not that far forward. Don't drop either. Well, I think the call was we push forward. Again, we're leaving him out to dry. Good whip shot. Don't need to pack him. Don't need to pack him. Didn't think we needed to back up that far either. Good. Go towards your soldier. Oh, well, okay, sorry, I told you to push up, that's right. To your left. Us playing the low ground is very dangerous, but I think the call was that we had Trank, so we can try a little more dangerously. We go to take top. Trank, good. Good, focus the shit out of that diva. She gets back. Good. It's unreal how long you live.
Tactical visor activated.
Okay, so again, like I said, the biggest issues with the break throughout both was pack mismanagement and just losing sight and leaving Clover out to dry. Anytime you weren't with him, they jumped on him and he got wrecked every time. So those are kind of the two big issues I saw. I covered rep shot. Again, you're just using that to proc inspire and deter anyone from diving on you, whether that's a ball fireballing in, you boop them back, Diva coming in, you boop them back, Winston, you get the point. And again, that's procking inspire. Like, I mean, we've kind of covered how much healing Brig does in general, especially with this new patch. I mean, you can look at it now, it's 9k for healing. Like, that's ridiculous how much that is. It's not as quite as their Kiriko, but that's still not that far off. And either way, so again, pack mismanagement and sitting on your Zen. Got to work on those two things. Pack, you want to kind of save it for half health or less. In terms of priority of who you're packing, I think you have a good grasp on it. I just think you're wasting it too much on DPS or Clover instead of potentially throwing it out to Tusk every once in a while or Snake when he comes around with Sombra, that kind of thing. Those are kind of the big issues, which, I mean, for not having ever played this comp, you did it very well. Did it, for the most part, you did it pretty good. We just need to batten down the hatches with pack management and sitting on Clover. Other than that, that's all I can really do at the moment. I will, continue to VOD review as we go through the next week or two. Try to get you in at least for one or two more, see how everything's improving. But we will definitely look at it and definitely keep this in mind. Just, again, mainly those two big things that you got to keep in mind. Everything else looked pretty good. Also, don't be too aggro with when you have rally up. Okay, I think I'm done talking. So, good job. That's all I got.